This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Alrighty then. What's up, everybody? Captain Gonzo, that flight sim channel. We're live yet again. So you can hear AI traffic in the background making all kinds of noises. Looks great though. There's JetBlue A320 departing eastbound. We're in St. Thomas. Let's go outside real quick. You guys can check out, look at the caravan in all her glory. And you know what? It's time to cut the music. We are now in serious mode. Yeah, check it out. We're in yet another beautiful livery here on the caravan. I saw it and I was like, yeah, I want this one. I don't know where this company is based out of, whoever this operator is, but it seems to fit the Caribbean vibes and environment, right? Red, look at the flower, looks bright. It does have a November tail number, so it's got to be something local. I don't know. I'm too lazy to go investigate it. But guys, welcome back aboard. We're going to be taking the Black Square Caravan with a point of origin here in St. Thomas, just east of our native homeland of Puerto Rico. And we're going to fly to none other than Princess Juliana. That's right, Maho Beach approach right over the water. We're going to see if we can knock out a few heads. But like my good boy Billy Mays used to say, hold on, but wait, there's more. We're going to continue the journey from St. Martin down to St. Bart's, which is that famous airstrip where we have to approach runway 10 over that hill and hopefully not hit anybody. So let's see how it goes. Oh, we've got a familiar name there. So Justimka Mokulele is in Hawaii, similar vibes but other ocean. Wow, I am way off, brother. I should have guessed, man. I mean, Mokulele, come on, man. I mean, that's right there. I should have known better. Thank you for clarifying. Heath, bro, I watched a few of your iFly 8 videos last night. It convinced me to buy a PC. Can I get a rundown of your setup? Hey, brother, thank you so much for that. Yeah, so real quick rundown, all right? I went a little bit crazy on my setup. 5090 on the graphics card. I've got 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM and 7950 X3D CPU, okay? If you look through most of our videos, you can see what equipment we're running on our computers on the video description. But I'm glad you saw that, and that kind of got you motivated to make that change. Tail Dragger, what's up, man? Welcome back. Good to see you. Okay, let's start removing all the stuff here. Keep chocks on, checking leading edges, de-ice boots on the struts. There's the air vents. I like how they sit up high away from the exhausts of that PT6. Let's take the pitot cover off. Leading edge looks good. Left wingtip, light and strobe look good. Aileron flaps, check out. Let's close the door here. And guys, if you didn't catch me saying it in the previous streams, unfortunately, Black Square is not allowing to model passengers inside the aircraft. I guess there's been some bugs. And so they're waiting until Microsoft fix some issues so then they can allow it. By the way, check out this Airbus on the takeoff roll. American Airlines. That is so cool. I love it. And we are using Say Intentions as per usual, guys. You guys know that they are our preferred ATC service and traffic injector, as well as the virtual co-pilot and all kinds of cool features. We are Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, again, point of origin St. Thomas, and then we're going to head over to St. Martin. If I can close this door. Oh, no, that's the chocks. There we go. Operated by Southern Airways Express. Yeah. Again, there, just think I should have just read this for like 2 more seconds before speaking out of my rear, and I would have put together the Mokulele. It probably sounds like something in the Pacific Ocean. I just built a rig with a 5090, but 32 gigs. Do you get micro stutters when looking around the cockpit on the ground with heavy aircraft plus sceneries? Yeah, it still happens. Believe it or not, man. Even with the 5090, 64 gigs of RAM, it just seems like micro stutters in the Flight Sim 2024 environment are just, they're almost just inherent to the design. And to this day, I know there's a crap ton of videos out there saying, oh, get rid of these micro stutters. Dude, I don't buy it. I don't buy it for 1 second. I've tried everything out there that everybody's tried, and I've just come to accept the reality that, hey, it's just something that we're gonna have to live with as flight simmers for now until the sim matures and gets better. So unfortunately, yes, I'm still experiencing those micro stutters. I wish I could tell you otherwise. Okay, guys. So yeah, once again, we're not going to see any passengers visible, even if I load them. So I'm going to pretend we're flying empty, and we're going to go pick up some people at the Princess Juliana Airport. We might not need gas. I mean, we've already got what, almost 600 pounds a piece. Yeah, we're really good on gas. So we're gonna keep this right here. Remove the control lock. You guys saw me take the rudder gust lock on the walk around there. And just another good pointer, guys, if you're ever in a case where you're just rushing and you forget to go back there and release that gust lock, just do this. Pull back on the yoke and it'll release that gust lock, okay? Just Imka understood. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, brother. I just want to be honest, man. Like I said, I don't have a perfect experience here in the sim. I wish I did, but neither here nor there. Okay. Again, I'm not going to be following the checklist here. I'm just going to get things going. So make sure power lever to idle. We're going to set prop RPM lever to max RPM. Make sure condition lever, that is the red, is in the cutoff. Let's verify AC vents are off. Bleed is off. Let's make sure that mixing air knob is pushed in. There we go. Parking brake is set. Make sure these vents are closed. That's all set and done. Let's go and throw on our fuel tanks. There we go. Make sure these vents are closed. Checked. Oxygen off. Look at that beautiful cowling, by the way. Looks great in red. Battery power on. Okay, I hear that power. Let's check enunciators. Fire detector. Sounds like an RWR. Sounds like we're getting locked on. Fuel shutoff valve pushed in. Cabin heat and the firewall shut off pushed in. Looks good. Emergency power in the normal position. Let's check our bolts. 25 volts. Looking good. Let's get that beacon light on. We'll get the no smoking and seatbelt signs on. I'm going to open the little window here so you guys can hear that PT6 in all her glory. Fuel boost pump coming to on. Make sure we don't have any fuel flow for now. Yep, everything's good. 103 degrees in here. Holy hell. Hey, yeah, shout out to the Signature hat. Are you line support? I was, brother. I worked for Signature for about 8 years total, between Orlando International and Kissimmee. Oh, I'll speak on that here in a few seconds. Let me get this bird going. Starter online. Oil pressure climbing. Gas generator RPM coming up. There's 10. There's 12 and low idle. ITT. Good. Gas generator, oil pressure, oil temperature, good. Fuel flow, 110 pounds per hour. There's 52 or greater percent. Starter can come off. Fuel boost pump to norm, and let's go ahead and reset that generator. Let's close the window there. Gets a little bit loud. We can get, let's check our generator load. Yeah, it's slowly positive. Okay, let's go ahead and throw on avionics. Standby alternator power on. We do have a very hot cockpit. Airborne Geek, what up? What's up, man? Welcome back. Okay, so we are VFR squawking 7,000 here in the Caribbean, the Virgin Islands. So let's get some AC. Do we have any FOD? Looks like nothing here picking it up. We got a clean deck, so no inertial separator. Let's get the AC going. Get some vents open. Nope, not heat. Sorry, I don't want the bleed air. Get the AC going. You can see those AC fans running. Okay, let me just check that engine page once again. There we go. Stow it. Hey, Alexander Gervais 3659er. I love your videos, Captain Gonzo. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Glad to have you here. But yeah, going back to Just Dimka. So he was asking if I work to represent Signature. Yeah, like I said, I used to work the line as a line service technician. Now they're called something else. I know Signature has evolved. So yeah, man, a lot of years doing that. I've towed fuel just about everything that flies, and It was because of my passion for aviation that I joined that company. Fun fact, my wife actually still works for them at a corporate level, so I still get to experience signature in one way or another. All right, anyways, this pickup 8 is 124.0.
Charlie. 1553 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 10. Wind 140 at 12. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2500. Temperature
Okay.
29er, dew point 22. Altimeter 299er. TCAS testing in the approach area. Maintain vigilance during operations.
Okay.
Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway
Yeah, I
and
guess we can
hold
do
short
flight following.
instructions.
So let me
Advise
switch
on
out of that freak. We're going to go to ground 121.9er because we're not picking up an IFR. We're doing VFR, visual flight rules. Let's go to flight plan. Destination, the famous TNCM Saint Martin. Let's go procedure approach. I'm going to expect an RNAV runway 10, but if conditions are good, we'll just shoot the visual. So load approach. She's in there. We've got all applicable altitude constraints for that approach. We've done it before. Nothing crazy. I'm going to pick up the weather radar here. No, we've got it. We've got it here. We'll pick up traffic. Don't really have to worry about terrain here just yet. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, anyways, we'll figure that out once we're airborne. Let's go ahead and let ground know that we've got our weather information. By the way, I don't know if you realized, but I went ahead and activated the active noise reduction by clicking here where the microphone and headphone jack go, and that simulates the active noise reduction. It really helps when you're on the ground and it's kind of loud. But if you guys want to hear more of that engine, let me know. I'll gladly remove it. Let's see, slowly becoming my current favorite airplane to fly and learn. Love how heavy it feels, as it should. Yeah, Airborne Geek, I feel the same way, man. It's something about this airplane that is addictive, and I can't get enough of it, man. Every time I fly it, I feel like I learned something new. I like having to manage power settings, RPM, monitoring my ITT, all that kind of stuff. It just really makes the aircraft feel alive. You know, it's not just a stagnant airplane that doesn't respond. This airplane absolutely talks to you if you're willing to listen. Okay, let's get our nav light on, taxi light on. We're going to release the parking brake. Remember, keep that condition lever in low idle while you're on the ground taxiing. It's going to help you prevent from having to ride those brakes too much. Do we have chocks? Yep, yes we do. There we go. Check the brakes. Good brakes. Okay, we're gonna go here just holding short of the ramp, and then we're gonna call ground. Like I said, let them know that we are ready to taxi for a east departure, and we'll request flight following, see if it works. Look at Delta with a 767-300. Okay, coming up on the hold short lines here. That's Delta on the ground frequency.
Taxi to parking via Echo Alpha.
Echo Alpha. And ground, this is Caravan 883 Mike Alpha with the weather, requesting taxi for an eastbound departure. We'd like to request flight following, cruising at 3,500. I forgot to tell my destination. Duh.
Stand by, you're number one.
I think he's going to give me an IFR, which is not what I planned or filed. Look at the yoke moving, by the way. I love that.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. On departure, maintain VFR at or below 3,500. Departure on 128.65, squawk 7166. Expect runway 10.
Damn, that's awesome. They actually told me what I needed. All right, we'll maintain VFR at or below 3,500. Departure is on 128.65, squawking 7166. Expecting runway 10 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. That is awesome. I love it when Say Intentions gives me exactly what I want.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, hold short of runway 28, Skycatcher on the runway.
Hold short of runway 28 for the traffic for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, read back correct.
Okay, for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, can we request taxi to runway 10 for departure?
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, runway 10 taxi via Foxtrot, hold short of runway 28, then Echo Alpha.
Foxtrot, hold short of 28, then Echo Alpha to runway 10 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Okay, so they're having us come up here.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, cross runway 28.
Crossing runway 28 at Foxtrot for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Okay, landing lights on, strobe lights on. Looking left.
Approaching runway
Looking right, clear.
28.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, hold short of runway 28, business liner on the runway.
He told me to cross.
Approaching runway 28.
I'm going to continue taxi. Strobe off, landing light off. We're going to make a right on Echo.
Approaching runway 28.
Yeah. Shut up. That is the Say Intentions RAS, or runway alert and advisory system, something like that. It just lets you know when you're in the vicinity about to enter a runway. Okay, trying to read the chat here. Yeah, that would be super cool with a force feedback yoke. Yeah, man, I got to get myself either the Moza or I know there's a few other companies out there that make force feedback yokes. I just have to figure out my real estate here on the desktop. But yeah, Mr. No One saying I have a force feedback yoke, but it doesn't move like in the sim. I think it's only the visual effect. Oh, wow. That sucks, man. I wish it would replicate what is happening on the sim. That would be amazing. We're still on Alpha. We're going to runway 10. Look at the cruise ships out there. Yeah, Tail Dragger, they can give you full progressive taxi. You can even call and say, hey, I'm unfamiliar with the airport. Can you please provide a follow me truck? And you will see a little truck pops up, and then you just follow them to your parking or to your runway, whatever you need. It's pretty awesome. That's why I'm such a huge proponent of Say Intentions, because they give you so many options. It's not just about ATC, right? It's the full ecosystem that they're giving you. Trying to open those vents. I'm gonna wait till I'm holding short. Look at this. We're pretty much on top of the water here.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, contact tower on 118.1 so long.
118.1 for Caravan 8 or 3 Mike Alpha. Okay, we're gonna do a run up here real quick. While we let this Cessna 340 here take the runway and get airborne. Looks like a 340. Could be wrong.
Approaching runway.
Okay, let's get active noise reduction once again. Let's go ahead and introduce power. We're looking for 400 foot-pounds of torque. There we go. Verify suction gauge in the green. Looks good. Give it more gas, more gas, more gas. And now we're looking for 1800 RPM. A little bit more, a little bit more. I don't know what that Cessna's doing, by the way. That twin, he's just rolling around. Can't find the center line. Okay, overspeed governor test. There's the drop. We're going to go ahead and cycle that inertial separator. Drop in torque. ITT should come up a little bit. Close it. Again, no FOD shown. Oh, there we go. We do have FOD. Now it does. Okay, so we're going to actually keep her open. Let's go do some checks here. So we're going to go to generator. We're going to turn the windshield heat on. There's the drop or the spike. Back to off. Prop de-ice. Prop amps showing a good spike, 20 to 24 amps. And now we're going to check the de-ice boots. There they go. You see the ripples? Release. There they go. Slowly releasing, and de-ice annunciator shown there. Okay, I guess that's Cessna found its way. Hey, PDX Tundra, great question. What is beta in terms of throttle? Is that like a reverse thrust? No. So beta is a region in the power that allows you to kind of adjust the pitch on the propellers to help slow down the aircraft, right? So it's between reverse thrust and between your alpha range, which is your normal idle to max power. And so beta allows you to save yourself from having to ride those brakes every time on a turboprop. And all you do is just go into beta, which is this small region right here. Let me just kind of zoom in a little bit here. Between idle, you see how it's yellow and it says beta, but then you've got reverse. So that power lever, as long as you've got it between the top of this bracket and on top of reverse, you're still manipulating that prop blade pitch to go into beta range. Again, and it helps reduce your speed, especially on the ground. And it's sometimes useful, right? Like if you're landing and you don't need to use full reverse thrust, you just go into beta. It helps the aircraft slow down. So I hope that kind of answers that question. Okay, you guys ready? Let's go. Altitude reporting mode on. Weather radar on. Flight controls check. Good ailerons. Good rudder. Hey, DX White E2NG. I completely messed up. Hello, Captain from the DFW. What's up? Welcome aboard. We're just about to take off, so sit back, enjoy the ride. Let's get started here. So we're going to be cruising at 3,500. I'm going to set that on my autopilot. We've got flight following to St. Martin. Let's call tower. And hold up, I got to get my departure frequency here. Where is it? 12865. That's right. 12865. We'll enter. You're welcome, Tundra. I hope that kind of explains it. You can always Google it to get a more definitive answer. That's just the, what do you call it? Cliff Notes version, right? Just a simpler way to put it. All right, let's get, stay on the tower. Tower Caravan 3 Mike Alpha holding short runway 10, ready for the eastbound departure.
Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, St. Thomas Tower. Hold short of runway 10, 73 max 4 mile final.
Holding short for the 73 max on final for Caravan 883 Mike Alpha. Okay, sorry guys, I guess we're gonna have to hang out here for a little bit. Let's go check out that max. Where is he? Look at the scenery, I love it. He said 4 miles. Should be kind of visible around here. There he is. This is cool. What is it? American with the air cow colors. Hell yeah, brother. Hey, Flocala, great question. What's the proper procedure to balance the fuel tanks? Is it just to turn off the heavier tank? Yes, that's what I've been doing. A second thing that I've been doing lately as well is to monitor my turn slip coordinator, right? Watching that ball and using my rudder trim to make sure that it is nice and level, indicating proper coordinated flight. And so that's actually helped me a little bit here, but we're about to find out as we get airborne to see if that actually makes a difference. Hey, no problem, man. I like teaching as long as I know I am talking something that is sensible. I don't want to just speak out of my rear end here, right, and just give you guys false information. So if I'm ever wrong, guys, don't feel afraid to call me out in the chat. I'm always learning just like you guys are, man. So thank you for that. Here we go. Let's watch this 7.3. Look at the water, looking good. Whoops. Oh, he's high. What is he doing? Oh, 3-point landing. That hurt. All right, let's get back on board here. Gotta get ready for that call. Yeah, Flocala, I noticed the same thing too after one of my viewers here, one of you guys actually pointed it out. I can't remember. Tail Dragger, was it you? I feel like you told me about it in the chat. If I'm wrong, correct me there, but yeah, I'm pretty sure one of you guys told me, hey man, just trim using your rudder trim. Make sure you keep that turn slip coordinator nice and level, and it actually helped. Let's actually see how my fuel is looking right now. Okay, they're pretty balanced. That's normal to be expected. Beach Danny, probably a Ryanair pilot. Oh my God, truer words have never been spoken. That is so true, man. That was funny. I kind of thought about it. I didn't even think about saying it, but the fact that you did, it shows we're all on the same, what do you call it? We're all in the same mindset. That is awesome. Okay, Tail Dragger. So yeah, so somebody else said it, but either way, like I said, guys, I'm not afraid to be corrected and to learn something along with you guys. Yeah, Greg, that's a good point. I'm guessing you have to center the ball yourself because the plane doesn't have a yaw damper. That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Mauro saying all my Ryanair flights were butter. Good for you, man. That's awesome. Tower Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, ready to go. Come on now. Come on.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, runway 10. Line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 10, Caravan Mike Alpha. These cloud tops are probably like, what, 4,000 feet? So we're going to be just underneath them. We'll see. Max RPM, condition lever to high, idle. Don't forget that. Lined up and waiting. And the waiting continues. Tick, tock, tick,
On
tock.
runway 10 remaining. 4,600
I like how the runway
feet.
slopes down to...
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha,
There it is.
runway 10. Winds 140 at 12. Cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 10 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Okay, winds are 140. We're going to give a little bit of right aileron into the wind. Power coming in, nice and easy. Pushing on the yoke. Watching that torque. And we're at takeoff thrust there. Or power. Relieving pressure, relieving pressure. She's twitchy. And 80, we're going to rotate here. Just like that. We're flying a little bit of left rudder here. There we go. Watch that turn slip coordinator underneath the yoke there. There we go. Looking for nice and level coordinated flight here on this climb. Above 95 knots, flaps up. And we're departing eastbound, so you know what? I'm going to set that heading bug about yay. Right over the bay here where the cruise ships park. I've actually been here on a cruise ship, and it was awesome watching airplanes fly over me.
Mike Alpha, contact departure.
Switching to departure for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Transfer that. Departure Caravan 883 Mike Alpha on the eastbound departure at 1,400, climbing 3,500.
Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, San Juan set up departure, radar contact.
All right, we got radar contact. That's good. These clouds are going to be a lot lower than I thought. I might have misheard the METAR. Okay, so we're still departing. We're climbing through 2,200 now. I'm going to make a right turn here to stay clear of the clouds. Remember, we're VFR, visual flight rules, clear of clouds. That is the first thing we have to do. We're just going to find a hole here.
Air 2771, contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 128.65.
And they told us that we were cleared VFR at or below 3,500. So technically we're on a southeast heading here. So we could be at 1,500 or 3,500. Let's see how the clouds look like as we continue. All right, let me bring back power. Picking up speed rather quickly. Inertial separator go off. Landing light off. Yeah, we're overspeeding. Look at that. Okay, I see a hole through the clouds. Let's keep turning here.
Good speed 8469er, contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 128.65.
128.65,
0.65 for good speed 8469er. Good day.
And I'm gonna bring back RPM just a bit here, 1800 or thereabout. And again, this is the beauty of flying the Caravan. You see, it is alive and well. It talks to you. You got to monitor all your parameters. I overspeed or oversped the airframe there temporarily. Okay, let's make this. Can I climb here? Yeah, I can climb above these clouds, I think. All right, let's go max RPM. Increase torque. Let's start climbing. Okay, I'm gonna set my heading bug about yay. Let's go autopilot and heading mode. Just so I can look at the chat now, talk to you guys a little bit. Greg Dinkle saying, by the way, centering the ball does keep the tanks level. I've even over trimmed the other direction to level the tanks instead of turning one off. Oh wow, that's actually pretty smart. D3642, hello, welcome back, my good friend. Good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, look at that ball. So I'm gonna trim a little bit left rudder. Let's hide the yoke. There we go, bringing her back in. I think I inadvertently hit some aileron trim there. There we go. We're already at 3,500 feet. That was fast.
Climb and maintain 7,000.
Okay, a little bit more.
7,000, Island Way 788.
There we go. Okay, we're going straight at the clouds. I have an option here. I can just steer right a little bit there, go through those holes, or I can climb. I think I'm just going to steer. Let's go ahead and make that right turn. Let's go about, what is that, 30 degrees right? Let's go 40. Let's bring back RPM there to 1800. Let's bring back power. There we go. D3642 asks, if you are uncontrolled VFR traffic, do you say your intentions climb turn on Unicom, or can you just start doing maneuvers? No, so if you're not on flight following, and you're just VFR, per regulations, right? You're a visual pilot. You know that you have to stay clear of clouds, right? And there's certain weather minimums for different airspaces. For example, if you're in a class Bravo, which is like Orlando International, Tampa, JFK, those very busy airports, your weather minimum is 3 miles or 3 statute miles visibility, and you have to remain clear of clouds. And other airspaces like a class Delta, making the turn here again, by the way, you have to be 3 miles, 500 feet below, 1,000 feet above, and 2,000 feet horizontally away from clouds. And so you don't really have to call anything. Stand by. Destination Tango November Charlie Mike Princess Juliana for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Steer left here a little bit.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, copy, destination amended to TNCM.
There we go. Now we're on a trajectory towards Princess Juliana. So yeah, so you don't have to be announcing your maneuvers or anything like that in VFR. When you are in IFR, right, instrument flight rules, remember ATC clears you for a specific route from your origin to your destination. And so anytime you have to deviate from that cleared route, you have to let them know, hey, for example, I'm about to fly in via my filed flight plan and my route. I'm about to fly through a thunderstorm. That's probably not a good idea, right? But if you see an opening, let's say 20 miles to the west or whatever, you can ask for vectors or let them know, hey, can I deviate off course 15, 20 degrees to clear weather? And usually ATC, you know, they behave well. They help you out. Ultimately, that's their job, right? They got to help you stay safe. And if you see a potential situation where you're going to get into some bad weather, you have all the sole authority as pilot in command to request that deviation. The same applies for altitude, right? If you're cruising at flight level 170, for example, 17,000, and you're like, oh man, I can see that above 18,000 or 19,000, I can clear those clouds and you can stay off the weather, you can request to amend your cruise altitude mid-flight. Now, that doesn't always guarantee ATC is going to give you the okay to do it, right? Because there could be other traffic around you. And so there's a lot of factors. But going back to your question, no, you don't have to announce your maneuvers or anything like that. However, there is a little bit of a caveat to that. In certain areas, right, like here in Central Florida, we have designated practice areas, right? Every flight school has like their area where they tell you, hey, this is where you can go and fly and practice your maneuvers, steep turns, power on, power off stalls, etc. Usually, some of those areas will have a Unicom frequency, and you can, out of courtesy, let other traffic know, hey, I am Cessna, whatever tail number. At this altitude, I'll be performing steep turns here. Yeah, tail dragger. Never allow ATC to put you in an uncomfortable situation. Never. That is correct. That is just the truth right there, man. And now we're cruising over open water. Let's check our fuel tanks. Okay, so we're still a little heavier on the left than the right. Not too bad, though. I mean, what is that? 31 gallons or 31 pounds, not gallons. So that would be bad. We'll keep monitoring. Okay, checking my TCAS here. Somebody 1,000 feet below us. Scanning for them here. I don't see them. I don't see them. Interesting. Yeah, Mauro, that's the key words, unable, and you do your thing, man. You can handle with consequences afterwards if you cause the scene. Ultimately, your safety is what matters the most, right? And remember, you know, there is one cheat code, as my flight instructor told me years ago, my initial flight instructor. He's like, hey, what's the only way you can do whatever the hell you want and you don't have to follow instructions? Declare an emergency. Squawk 7700. However, the second you do that, you will have to file reports, do some paperwork, and explain the nature of your emergency and why you declared an emergency. And if the FAA or whatever governing agency, wherever you're at in the world, determines that was not an emergency and it was due to negligence, well, then good luck to you. I always forget how far St. Martin is from St. Thomas. I always think it's like a 15-minute hop, but it's actually a lot more than that. Cabin temperature, nice and cool, 66 degrees with the sunlight. Feels great. Let's monitor our engine parameters here. So torque's at 1,500 pounds RPM, about 1,800 RPM. ITT is happy as she can be, just shy of 700 degrees Celsius. Gas generator, just shy of 100%. Oil pressure in the green, temperature in the green. Fuel flow, 350 pounds per hour. All is well. Flocala. So yes, I've actually told Say Intentions unable, and they've been pretty cool. Sometimes though, remember, AI models are still developing and they're still learning. And you might say unable and they might ignore you saying unable and they'll still tell you to do what they instruct you to do. So just fly your thing, man. Just fly your plane. Aviate, navigate, communicate. Remember, those are the three vital in that order. You aviate first. You fly the aircraft to make sure you're safe. Get to a safe altitude. Level the wings off if you are unfamiliar. Trust your instruments. Navigate. Figure out where you're at. Figure out where you have to navigate to. And lastly, communicate. If you can't answer right away, so be it. Reef Webster. Hey, mate. I'm new here. How are you? I'm doing good, man. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? Where are you at in the world? I'm always curious to see where people are watching and tuning in from. D3642, how did you do VFR over open water? I'm curious. Well, great question. Nothing really changes per se. However, there is one requirement. Before you cross international waters, like we're doing right now, you're supposed to have what's known as an FCC radio license. And that all that is you apply for it online, you pay a fee, and you get this radio license, just pretty much giving you the authority to communicate with other air traffic controllers. But other than that, it's just recommended you file a VFR flight plan. That way, air traffic control can keep tabs of where you're at, and in case something happens, let's say right now I had an engine failure and I couldn't divert anywhere, which probably wouldn't happen, they can at least get a general idea of where I last was at on that flight plan. And then once you land, you just got to make sure you close that VFR flight plan so that they don't think that you never made it to your destination. Great question. Reef, I'm from West Australia. Oh, that is awesome, man. We do have a few Australian people that have been following us for years. So if you're new to the channel, which I know you did say you were, my partner and founder of the channel, he goes by Captain Flacco. You'll see him and I do videos together. And we're actually doing a live stream tonight between 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Anyways, he started doing this back in 2020 during COVID. And he was doing live streams on Facebook, and we had a lot of Australian and New Zealand followers. So it's always awesome seeing people from down under watching us, man. Really, really thank you for being here. Okay, so we got a cloud dead ahead here. I'm gonna go left a little bit here. Go heading 090. Hey, Beach Danny, are you flying on VATSIM? No, sir. This is Say Intentions ATC. So if you're unfamiliar, Say Intentions is one of those programs that is available where you can have AI air traffic control. It also includes traffic injection, a virtual co-pilot. You can flow through checklists with that virtual co-pilot if you want him to help you. I could even tell him right now, watch, I'm going to call him up and just check in with him. So Say Intentions AI, that is the name of the program I'm using. Hey, Steve, Captain Gonzo, how do you hear me?
Loud and clear, Captain Gonzo.
You see, so that's my virtual co-pilot. That is a feature inside of Say Intentions. However, I believe that it's only a premium feature. This is a subscription-based program. I just pay the monthly renewal, and I love it, man. It's worth it. Okay, I'm going to keep steering left here a little bit because I see clouds. I see an opening. I'm going to try to go through that V-shaped opening right there to stay legal. Reef saying, I'm up at 1:14 in the morning flying a route from one side of Japan to the other. Hell yeah, man. I like Japan too. It is a beautiful, beautiful place to fly. I haven't flown there or in that area in a long time, but Captain Flacco convinced me to do a flight one time with him there, and it was awesome, man. Just the scenery, seeing the mountains. I'm trying to think here. Do I want to climb a little bit higher? Yeah. We'll keep navigating through the clouds. I think it's fun. Makes the flight a little bit more impressive. D3642, can we mess with him? Yeah, check it out. Hey, Steve. I'm not feeling too good, man. I haven't ate. Did you have some breakfast today? Because I didn't. I'm about to puke. Listen.
Sorry to hear that, Captain Gonzo. I didn't have breakfast either. Hang in there. We'll be on the ground soon.
And how exactly do you know that, man? You're making me nervous, dude.
Hey, Captain Gonzo, it's all good. Just got the info from ATC. We're heading to TNCM, Princess Juliana. No worries, I've got your back.
You've got my back? Well, I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to have somebody that wants to help out. Are you able to fly this plane?
I can't fly the plane, but I'm here to help with comms and checklists.
Okay, so if you can't fly the plane, what are you doing on my airplane?
I'm here to help with the radios and checklists, Captain Gonzo.
Well, if that's the case, Steve, I could have just asked my wife to fly with me. She could have helped me on the radios. So, are you sure you can't fly the plane? Come on, man. Don't lie to me.
Sorry, Captain Gonzo. I am here for the radios and checklists, not flying the plane. You are the pilot in command.
Well, aren't you a snappy one, little fella, huh? All right, Steve. All good, brother. I'll keep flying. Let's go ahead. You handle communications from now on, okay? And I'll focus on flying.
All right. Steve's got the comms now. I'll handle it from here.
He's speaking in, what, third person? Wow, somebody's full of themselves. Man, you see, guys, this is what I love about Say Intentions. I can actually change his voice, so I'm going to try to do... I don't know if it'll happen right now because I'm already in the middle of a flight. Maybe once we touch down in St. Martin, somebody remind me. I'm going to switch over to Pirate Steve. There's another character. You can switch different people. You can have different accents wherever you're at in the world. And I can make him a pirate, and he is hilarious. He's always like, "Arg, me matey, copy." So you'll see. I'll change over to him. Tail Dragger says, my co-pilot always says, let's focus on the flight. I'm always giving her a hard time. Yeah, man, I'm always messing with them too when I'm bored, especially on airliners. If I'm in the Phoenix or like the PMDG, I'm always like, hey man, I think we lost an engine. What do you think? And they're like, nah, we're good. I see everything looks good. Just keep flying. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now we're dancing through the clouds here. I love it. A little bit more here. And guys, I am using Rex Atmos. I know some people always ask me. Rex Atmos is a game changer. I use a preset for all three environments called Matthew U, I think. Just search for Matthew, M-A-T-T-H-E-W-U, if you have Rex Atmos, and use them for your enviro, your weather, and Atmos, and it makes the scene just look amazing. Okay, let's make a turn now. Once again, a little bit more eastbound. Hey, DX, how do you get the co-pilot to work in Say Intentions? Great questions. Okay, so when you open Say Intentions, you're going to go to the pilot portal settings, that link, that little bar on the main menu. Once you go in there, notice on that web page that opens, look on the left-hand side, you're going to see a bunch of categories. You're going to see call sign, traffic injection. Look for one that says intercom or yeah, I think it's intercom. There you can select what type of intercom you want. Do you want a flight attendant? Do you want a co-pilot? You can actually select all of them. Right now we don't need a flight attendant obviously for this type of aircraft and the payload, so I select the co-pilot. Then you have to go to the controls and assign a key or a button for the intercom only, right? So on my Honeycomb Alpha right now, the left push switch behind the yoke is set for the radios, for the comms, so I can talk to air traffic control. And my push button on the right side of the yoke is for my intercom, so I can communicate independently to both sources. Pretty boring flying over water, isn't it? Okay, looks like clouds are beneath us now. I'm going to go ahead and turn right. Let's go 120. That should set us on a nice intercept course there for our RNAV. But it looks like it's going to be a visual approach anyways. Okay, engine's still looking good. I want to see my fuel. 74 and 69. So yeah, they're keeping up. So doing a lot better. 496 pounds on the left, 468 on the right. I'm okay with that. D3642, are Say Intentions able to provide ramp agent services like combining with GSX, telling ramp we're going to pressurize hydraulics? No, I don't think they communicate with GSX as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I use both. I have GSX for when I'm doing airline traffic stuff or airline flights or cargo. But if you don't have GSX and you don't want to purchase it and you're already subscribed to Say Intentions, excuse me guys, I got a burp here. Ugh, sorry. You can talk through specific frequencies and call like the FBO and be like, hey, I need a fuel truck, or hey, I need a GPU, and you will see the vehicles come out to the airplane. It's pretty cool. I think we're still too far to get ATIS for St. Martin, but we can always just go on the GTN-750 and check it out. So let's do that.
Contact Juliana Tower on 118.7.
Zoom in here. Whoops. Waypoint info, weather data. Okay, so on the 25th day, 1700 Zulu, winds are 120 at 10, so 10 knots. Broken clouds at 1600, temperature 29, QNH of 1015 HPA. Okay, and it looks like we do have a little bit of rain, so we'll see as we get closer. Frequencies 12765 is our ATIS, so we can throw that on the standby. There it is. You know what? I want that on my COM 2, not my COM 1, so I'll have to adjust that here. 12765. We'll enter it. We'll leave it there on standby, and then when we're ready to monitor, I'll enable COM 2. We'll switch it to the active and proceed. Let's go back outside. Look how we're looking. Oh yeah, looking good here. One more question. For traffic injection, do you use FSLTS? Yes, I do have the fly-by-wire FSLTL or FSLTL traffic installed, but I believe Say Intentions uses their own models. I don't know if they use the database from FSLTL, but I do have both. But anyways, I don't run the fly-by-wire FSLTL in the background. I simply go to my settings inside Say Intentions, and I set the traffic density, right, for airborne and arriving traffic, as well as aircraft on the ground, and I have it all maxed out. Reef, do you do VATSIM? Yes, I haven't done it in quite a while, and the primary reason is because when I do have the availability to get online, sometimes I don't see live coverage, right? It's you kind of have to time it with whoever's online, what sectors they're controlling, and you're not even guaranteed full coverage, right, from your origin to your destination. I do like the fact that you're speaking to a real life person, right? So you're more flexible. They're going to respond to you a lot better and more realistic. But that's why I love Say Intentions, or even Beyond ATC. Well, you know, we're customers of both. It's just I've been strictly flying Say Intentions now for the past year, and I don't see myself going back to Beyond ATC because it feels more authentic and more realistic in Say Intentions. Let's see. We're still, what, 45 miles away. Thinking if I want to speed it up a little bit, or maybe not. I'm doing okay. We'll begin our descent here in probably 20 miles, even though we're at 3,500 feet, so not a lot to descend to. 72 gallons, 68 gallons, so yeah, trimming the aircraft definitely helps. Okay, once again, clouds in our vicinity here. We'll have to see how we can navigate around them. Outside air temperature 70 degrees right now Fahrenheit, so nice and toasty. Okay, Reef saying I just got through the quizzes and stuff. I did it like 40 minutes ago. I just don't know how to talk to ATC properly, so I'm debating whether I fly right now or not. I do have Say Intentions too. So Reef, if that's your concern, definitely get on and practice with Say Intentions, right? Because if you do mess up, oh well, right? You're talking to an AI traffic control. It will give you the opportunity to practice and be more flexible and make mistakes, right? Because if you get on VATSIM, you have some people that they take this very seriously, like almost too seriously, and I almost want to talk back to them and be like, dude, chill out. We're in a simulator, all right? Relax. I'm not causing any real emergencies here, but that is the whole point, right? To immerse yourself into next level realism. So I get it. So if you're a little bit uncomfortable, just practice with Say Intentions. Just remember, the key components to air traffic control and communication is use your call sign. So who are you, right? Identify yourself, call them by their name. So if you're talking to an approach controller, for example, San Juan, right? Because we're out here in the Caribbean, I would be San Juan approach, Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, and then you tell them what you want to do. Let's say you just want to know what the weather is like. You would go as follow. San Juan approach, Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, what's the weather at San Juan? And you can specify the airport. Also, when you're on the ground, what are your intentions? I am ready to taxi. If you're in VFR conditions, always designate what is your direction of travel. So today we said, hey, we want to depart to the east, so you would call them like this. St. Thomas Ground, Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, with the weather, because you're letting them know that you listen to ATIS for the weather conditions, requesting taxi for an eastbound departure. That lets the controller know that you are VFR and that your expected departure route is towards the east. So don't overthink it. It's a lot simpler than you think. It could be intimidating, but Say Intentions is definitely the way to practice and get more comfortable before you jump on VATSIM. Oh, Greg, so yeah, Say Intentions does the traffic injection using FSLTL models. It works great. Okay, so that's good to know that they do use the FSLTL models. It really does, and they do it well, man. I love it. Texas size, thank you, man. All right, guys, showing 37.3 nautical miles now from, what is that, Lesser. I'm going to go Avaki, so I'm going to go back to flight plan. Okay, Lesser is our final approach fix. And I'm going to set up a direct to a vacuum here. And let's go and switch to GPS. Let's go nav. I'm going to see if Steve can get weather for us at St. Martin. Hey, Steve, can you pick up the weather? Get the ATIS for St. Martin.
Sorry, I can't get the ATIS or weather right now without permission from ATC. We're on radar services.
Okay. I guess I'll do it myself then.
Flowing is requested.
There we go.
Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima. Princess Juliana International Airport, information Lima. 1700 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 10. Wind 120 at 10. Visibility 10. Broken at 1600. Temperature 29er, 2.23. QNH 1015. Transition level 60. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima.
We've
Princess
got Lima.
Juliana International Airport, information Lima.
All right. I don't want to monitor COM2 anymore. Take it off the air there. So I think I'm going to begin descending here shortly. Hey, D3642, how do you use VNAV with the GTN and make the plane automatically descend at top of descent? So that's a good question. You don't really have a vertical navigation like you do in airliners or more complicated jets. What you do have is kind of a suggested descent path that the VNAV on the GTN 750 targets for you. So let's go take a look here before we go through these clouds. Let's see if I can pull it up here in the menu. Nope, I got to go to flight plan, go to menu, VNAV, and you can see right here, it's going to show you that lesser has an active constraint, right? It has to be at or above 1,700 feet. So at a standard -3 degrees path angle, it is suggesting a vertical speed of 814 feet per minute. However, we're still just 10 minutes away from our top of descent, so we don't have to descend just yet. So that is how the VNAV works. And you can see your current vertical speed required, your vertical navigation or deviation is decreasing because as we get closer, the aircraft detects, oh wait, we're at 3,500, we don't have to descend as much. So that is how you run through the VNAV. Okay, coming through some clouds here, so I'm going to go heading mode, make a left turn. I'm a little bit late here on this turn, so I might clip the clouds a little bit.
French West 2641, contact Juliana Tower on 118.7.
Over to Juliana Tower on 118.7, French West 2641.
And I'm thinking about just dropping down to, I don't want to go down to 1,500 though, because the final approach fix has to be at 1,700 at or above. Kerm the pilot graphics. Yeah, man. If you're asking about the graphics that I have right now, or why they look good, everything's on Ultra. I've got DLSS 4.5 running, so it really helps out. Make sure the sim looks and runs great, man. I think I'm going to call ATC and let them know I'd like to descend to 2,000 feet just to get beneath the clouds. Hey, Steve, can you call approach and ask them if we can descend to 2,000 feet to clear clouds?
I can't call approach for that without permission from ATC. We're on radar services.
All right, I'll do it then. And approach Caravan 883 Mike Alpha. We'd like to request to descend to 2,000 feet to remain clear of clouds.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, descend altitude 2,000 feet.
Descend to 2,000 feet, Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Thank you. All right, we're going to reduce power here as we begin this descent.
Altitude 2,000 feet. Caravan 883 Mike Alpha.
Oh, now you want to talk, Steve? Hey, Steve, I'll handle communications from now on. Just monitor the aircraft as I fly.
All right, Captain Gonzo. You're in charge of the comms now. I'll keep an eye on the aircraft systems.
Kerm the pilot. Thank you, Captain. No worries, brother. Always glad to help however I can. D3642, Steve, I ain't working today. Yeah, clearly he's just in for the ride. And I bet you he's going to log the hours as pilot in command, too. Okay, I'm going to steer right here a little bit more. I know Mitar was saying base of the clouds were at 1600, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, this is going to be an RNF.
3 Mike Alpha, maintain VFR altitude.
Maintain VFR altitude for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Okay, so I'm going to go to 1500. All right, we'd like to amend our altitude now to 1,500 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, descend 1500.
Descend to 1500 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Okay, descent checklist would be pitot heat on if outside air temperature is less than 4 degrees, or yeah, less than minus 4 degrees Celsius. Anti-ice as required, windshield heat as required. We don't need the inertial separator. We're kind of flying through the cloud here a little bit, but I don't see any visible moisture, so we are okay. And power, just decrease as necessary.
Mike Alpha, contact Juliana Tower on 118.7.
Switching to tower 118.7 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. And let's get back on nav now. Princess Juliana Tower, Caravan 3 Mike Alpha with information Lima. We're inbound 15 miles to the northwest from Avaki.
Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, Juliana Tower, continue inbound, report final runway 10.
We'll report final inbound runway 10 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Okay, about to level off.
3 Mike Alpha, report final runway 10.
We'll report final for runway 10 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. And yeah, we'll just shoot the visual here once we make that turn from Avaki to Lesser. We're at 1500. Looking good, guys. Looking good. I don't see the island just yet. It's probably going to be just underneath the clouds over there in the distance. I hate those black lines in the water too. That's one thing I don't understand from the flight sim engine. It always shows like these rectangles and like texture sections. It kills the immersion, man. Reeve saying, I wanted to do some say intentions, but mom is sleeping big time. Yeah, you might disturb anybody within a hearing range if you start talking and making all kinds of radio calls. I get it, man. Can I see anything yet? Nope. Greg Dinkle saying, believe it or not, the default TBM 930 has full VNAV like airliners, not just on advisory one like we have here. Thanks, working title. Yeah, that the TBM is a very advanced aircraft. I believe it's the 930 that's included in the sim. Those airplanes are very, very advanced, right? The avionics suites they've got, it's just insane, man. So, yeah, I think I've tried it once. I just haven't flown the default TBM because I'm always flying the TBM from Black Square with the standard 6-pack, the GTN-750. It's a true pleasure to fly that monster. And actually, just yesterday, I mentioned it in the live stream yesterday, I was at my local flight school that I'm going to be looking to get my instrument rating done here soon. And as I was talking to some of the instructors, they had a TBM 9:30 outside doing an engine run, and it was just amazing hearing that PT6 screaming, making the entire hangar shake. Love those planes. All right, let's bring back power here a little bit fast. Seven miles from Evenki now. We'll keep the speed up. And guys, for the purpose of time, I am not going to be doing the replay here for Princess Juliana. I want to save the replay for when we touch down at St. Bart's. That's going to be the real doozy there that you guys are going to want to see. So we'll touch down, get some people on board, and we'll do it. Greg saying, me too, the TBM 850 is my favorite plane. Best HSI and altimeter in the game. Yeah, man, it's awesome. And I don't know if you guys have heard me say it before, but if you guys are not familiar, Black Square is one guy, one developer making these insanely amazing airplanes. So I think his name is Nick. I don't know his last name, but phenomenal guy.
Mike Alpha, enter left base for runway 10.
We'll enter a left base for runway 10 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Okay, so we're like in a modified left base here. Tail Dragger saying it's crazy how close the prop is to the ground on the TBM. Yeah. Also with the PC-12, the 5-bladed, I used to work those airplanes real life, like I said, in the line, and they're very close to the ground, man. Daniel saying, are passengers visible in the cabin? No. You can see the cabin is not populated, and that is because Black Square have announced that they are going to be withholding modeling passengers due to some bugs with other Black Square products. And until Flight Simulator or Microsoft or Asobo figures that out, we will not be seeing passengers in the cabin, even if you do it through the in-sim tablet. Let's arm approach mode here. I see the island over there. He's set to enter a left base. We are kind of on a 45-degree left base, so we're okay. Was that lightning? That's not good. And I think we're going to be just below the cloud here. I don't know, man. FOD? I was like, what? Oh, yeah, look at that lightning. Holy crap. Let's see if I can file a pirate. And Princess Juliana Tower. Caravan 883 Mike Alpha would like to file a pirate convective activity 1 mile to the northwest of Evenki.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, PRPP received, thank you.
That lightning is nasty. Yeah, we've got moisture. Let's get that inertial separator. There's the FOD. You can see the rain on the windshield there. And we're going to keep our speed up as we continue inbound. I'm going to wait a few more minutes here, and then I'm going to call on a long final for runway 10. And Juliana Tower, Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, long final, runway 10. Whoa. No anti-ice required. All I did was open the inertial separator momentarily there, but now we're below the moisture here, so I think we're okay. Yeah, Flocal, I love the accents, man. Greg saying, Black Square plane with Boris sounds, it doesn't get much better than this. Exactly, man. Boris, I love flying the PMDG 737 just for those engine sound. They are insanely good, man. Princess Juliana Tower, this is Caravan 3 Mike Alpha on final, runway 10. Come on, give me my landing clearance, dude.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, runway 10 is active. Enable runway 01. Winds 120 at 10, runway 10, cleared to land.
That's a lot of zeros. Cleared to land, runway 10 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Look at the weather radar picking up that convective activity, orange. Got some precipitation out there to the east of us. We're good here. We're below the clouds. Okay, I'm going to take the autopilot off. My controls. I'm going to set that missed approach altitude. I believe was 2,000. I didn't even brief it, to be honest. Bring back power here. I see white and I see red. Prop lever to max RPM. There we go. We're slowing down. We're good. Landing lights on. Let's go. Flaps 10. We're below 175. Looking good.
Approaching runway 10.
We're in the white band of our airspeed indicator for flaps VFE, fully extended. Let's go flaps full. Bring back power. Again, just make sure prop RPM full forward. Condition lever verified high idle. Power as needed. Flaps set for landing. Before landing checklist complete. And now we gently bring her down. Looking good, looking good. And again, guys, we're going to touch down. We're going to pick up some passenger simulator. We're going to fire back up and then head over to St. Barth so we can end the stream there. Okay, a little high. We're going to reduce power. TCAS alerted me of somebody 500 feet above us. I don't see them. Got plenty of runway for the Caravan. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Man, weather's looking bad over there towards St. Barth, so this is going to be a challenging flight. Here we go. Gonna turn that into the wind just a little bit. There we go. Let her float. There we go. Go to beta. All right. All right. We're good. Bring flaps up. Weather radar can go to off for now or standby. We're going to vacate. Let's pick up our passengers and get wheels up yet again to go to St. Barth's.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, welcome to Juliana. Taxi to GA parking stand 300 via Echo Charlie. Alpha, monitor this frequency.
Echo Charlie Alpha to the general aviation ramp for 3 Mike Alpha, and we'll stay on the frequency. Okay, let's find a hole here. Look at the Twin Otters. Where am I going to park? Where am I going to park?
Approaching runway 10.
Let's turn around here, park, shut down, get the packs, take a look at the airplane, make sure everything's good, and we'll fire back up. There we go. Let's go back to idle. Prop lever back. Let's feather it. Parking brake. All switches off. Okay. Seatbelt signs. No smoking signs on. Close the vents. Okay. Standby alternator off. Ignition, or not ignition, the condition to cut off. Avionics off. Fuel boost pump to off. Okay, looks good. Throw the control locks real quick. Let's get our passengers on board, or at least simulate them. Battery can come off. There we go. Okay, so the airplane looks like it's in good conditions. Yep, let me take a moment, look at the chat over here. Consider doing this in VR. Junior asks, yeah, man, I do have the Pimax Crystal Super right here next to me. I just haven't really figured out how to do the live stream with the chat and all that through the VR lens, through the Pimax Play software. I know for like the Quest 3 and other headsets, it's easier using virtual desktop. However, that is not an option that I have with Pimax yet. I have to figure that one out, but I am planning on doing that very soon. D3642, that SHRA on our way to TFFJ. Yeah, that's going to be some nasty weather. So, all right, let's do a quick walk around, check the airplane.
Juliet, ready to taxi.
Looks good.
Cardinal 1 Yankee Juliet, runway 28 taxi via Echo, hold short of runway 10, then Foxtrot.
Okay, looking good, man.
Runway 28 taxi via Echo, hold short of runway 10, then Foxtrot, Cardinal 1 Yankee Juliet.
All right, let's get the show on the road, guys. Let me grab my tablet. We're going to say we're adding a few people here. Let's go PAX 1, 2. There we go. Get some weight. We got a few people. And like somebody pointed out, remember, we've got 2 benches on the right side, so, or 2 seats. We still got gas. If I fill up the right tank, it's going to go over. Yeah, I'm good with it. All right, you guys ready? Let's do it again. So prop lever, full RPM. Battery. Check our indicator lights. Fire detector. Looks good. Beacon light can come on. Fuel boost pump to on. Let's do it again. Here we go. That was a quick turnaround.
Good speed 3247, ready to push.
Good speed 3247, push and start approved.
10, there's 12%.
Can start approved. Good speed 3247.
Low idle. There we go, get the sounds. ITT stable, prop RPM looking good, NG percent good, starter can come off. Standby alternator on, let's trip that generator, or reset it. One more time. Okay, aux fuel pump back to norm. Taxi, nav light on, avionics can come back on. There we go, make sure we're at idle. Inertial separator open. Vents. And then I'm going to pick up ground here and let them know we're going to TFFJ. I think it's the same frequency, yeah. Junior asked, oh wait, I got one more in the back there. Reef saying my 787 doesn't want to follow the damn flight plan, man. Yeah, I've given up on the default 787 along with other default airliners. They just suck, man. They're not fully modeled and they have a lot of bugs and issues. Junior's asking, you trained to be a real pilot? So I'm a real life private pilot. I am about to start doing my instrument rating here in the next coming weeks, maybe months, and hopefully I can have that instrument rating. But no, I'm just a pilot that does it for fun. I don't want to go work the airlines or nothing like that. I just do it whenever I can, man. Reef saying, never mind, it does now. Should I delete MFSS 20 to get 24? I would, man. MSF, it's not perfect right now in 2024, but it's a lot better than it was when it launched, so. Greg saying, can't wait for you to get to St. Bart's. It was the first place I took my Caravan. Hell yeah, brother, let's do it. I'm going to do it right now. Okay. And Tower Caravan 3 Mike Alpha at the GA ramp. Requesting taxi for an eastbound departure. Requesting flight following to St. Bart's. Tango Foxtrot, Foxtrot Juliet.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Sweet. Release the brakes. Check them one again.
3 Mike Alpha. You still have an open flight plan. Please be sure to close that one first via the new flight button.
Copy that. Doing right now for 3 Mike Alpha. New flight. Forgot to do that.
Caravan 883 Mike Alpha. Juliana Tower. Say again, please.
Okay, I pressed the new flight. Let's see if it works. Hey, Junior, is this the plane you fly in real life? Nah, man, I don't fly the Caravan in real life. I only fly Cessnas, like 172s, I'm going to be flying a 182 turbo here very soon that the flight school has, and I'm excited to try that thing, man, because I've flown it here inside the sim, and I can't wait to try it. But yeah, Cessnas, Pipers, and a few hours on the SR22 turbo. That was a real blast. And thank you for subscribing, Junior. Really appreciate you tuning in and joining the family here at that Flight Sim channel. Thank you so much, man. Tail Dragger saying, when you prep for the written, I can't explain how well Shepherd Air program works. I got 97% and I'm not a quick learner. Yeah, man. There's a lot of programs out there that really help out. I used the actual Cessna flight training package online 10 years ago when I got my private, and it was really awesome. Princess Juliana Tower, this is Caravan 883 Mike Alpha at the General Aviation ramp, requesting taxi for an eastbound departure and would like to get flight following at 1,000 feet. Destination Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot Juliet.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
There we go. Vents open. We do have a little bit of
Caravan
fog.
3 Mike Alpha. On departure, maintain VFR at or below 1,000. Departure on 128.905 squawk 5431. Expect runway 10.
All right, maintain VFR at or below 1,000. Departure on 128.905. Squawking. What was that squawk again for 3 Mike Alpha? Forgot to press enter.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, read back correct.
Oh, okay. 5431. There we go. And Tower, 3 Mike Alpha, requesting taxi for departure to the east.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, runway 10, taxi via Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Alpha to runway 10 for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Thank you. Here we go, guys. Let's get this ball rolling ASAP. We're going to touch down at St. Bart's, and that's where we're going to call it a day for today's stream. Don't forget, tonight at around 8 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you can expect myself and Captain Flacco to do a dual live stream. You can check him out on the TikTok side. He'll be live streaming his perspective. I'll be on the YouTube side, but you'll see his face here as well. Hey, Racer XL has just subscribed. Thank you so much for the love. Welcome to that Flight Sim channel. Don't forget to check out our videos, guys. We do more than just live streams. We've got long format videos, tutorials, all kinds of fun stuff, man. So thank you so much. Got some airline traffic here. United. We got a Max there, an ATR, WestJet. Hell yeah. If you guys have never been to St. Martin in real life, I highly suggest you do if you're aviation geeks like we are here. I spent about 3 hours on that beach just watching planes in and out, and it was phenomenal, man. It really is a life-changing experience. And if you're just tuning into the stream, guys, we are departing now from St. Martin. We picked up some passengers. We're going to head right across the pond here and go over to St. Bart's. My first time ever trying to land there with the Black Square Caravan. Will I survive? I have no idea. We're about to find out. There we go. We're in beta. Nice and easy. Look at the Gulfstreams here. G550s stacked on top of each other. Oh, that's where the Caravan feeders park. Okay, good to know for a next flight. All right, I'm not going to do a run-up. I'm just going to send it here. So back to idle. Max RPM, high idle on the condition lever. Why is the standby? Oh, because I was outside of idle. Radar can come on here. Tower, Caravan 3 Mike Alpha holding short of 10 at Alpha, ready for departure. Flight controls.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, runway 10, winds 120 at 10, cleared for takeoff. After departure, turn right, direct motor, climb 4,000 feet.
Unable. We're going to be in VFR, and we don't want to go through the clouds for 3 Mike Alpha. I'm going to ignore that. Altitude reporting is
Caravan 3
on.
Mike Alpha, maintain VFR. After departure, remain clear of clouds. Cleared for takeoff, runway 10.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 10. We'll maintain VFR and stay clear of clouds for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. See? Sometimes that's all you have to do. Remind them, hey man, I'm VFR. I'm not climbing through that weather. And Greg, copy that, man. I was wondering who that was. It's kind of weird how YouTube does that. Kind of switches in between real names and call signs or usernames.
Approaching runway 10.
All right, here we go. Clear on the left, clear on the right. Oh yeah, let's go. Takeoff power coming in. Bring back the power a little bit. There we go. Airspeed's looking good. 80 knots. Let's get airborne. Let's get a nice aggressive climb right here. Remember, we got those mountains dead ahead. And, okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and make that right turn. We're above 95 knots. Flaps can come up. Let's stow that inertial separator or close it. Bring back power just a little bit here. Oh, there's some rain out there too, man. I think I chose a very, very bad day for real weather and for a St. Bart's approach. You know what? Let's stay right here at 900. Set that heading.
3 Mike Alpha, contact departure.
Switching to departure for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Nah, I'm gonna go up 1,000. Departure Caravan 3 Mike Alpha on a heading now of 160, 1000. Destination Tango Foxtrot, Foxtrot Julia.
Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, Juliana departure, radar contact.
All right, they got us on the radar scope here. I'm still hand flying. See if I remember how to get there. Autopilot, let's go heading mode. Bring it over here. Okay, let's go down here. Let's check our, let's go flight plan, menu, we're gonna delete. We departed TNCM.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, contact Juliana Tower on 118.7.
$13 miles away, guys. Bring back RPM just a bit. Unable for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. We like to stay with you if possible. Hold up. I'll read the chat here in just a second, guys. I'm just trying to stay ahead of everything.
Roger, remain with me. Advise if you need further assistance.
We'll stay with you. We'll call you if we need any assistance for Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. Thank you. Okay, let's keep steering a little bit left here. Clear these
Caravan
clouds.
3 Mike Alpha, roger. Remain as your. Advise if assistance needed.
Reef saying I have the Boeing TCA yoke from Thrustmaster and his damn stick drift on the camera joystick. The hell is this, man? I can't use my camera anymore. Yeah, man, I don't have the Thrustmaster. I have the honeycomb, so I don't know what could be causing that. It could be a loose button or something. Just why am I descending? What's going on here? Oh, vertical speed. Good lord. I was like, what's happening here, man?
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 125.0.
125.0 for 3 Mike Alpha. Bad day for VFR, guys. Greg asking, where do you fly out of in real life? So I am based here in Central Florida. I fly out of Orlando Executive, predominantly, and Kissimmee.
Caravan 883 Mike Alpha, San Juan Oceanic Center. Good afternoon, St. Martin, QNH 1014.
QNH 1014 for 3 Mike Alpha. Thank you. So yeah, I fly out of Central Florida area and I ping pong all over the state, just having fun. D3642 saying I put my life vest on. Tail Dragger, great question. Are you able to get a pop-up IFR clearance with say intention? I've never tried it, but I imagine they can. So believe it or not, just this past week, I got a NOTAM, an email from Say Intentions, and they do have it modeled now where you can do a pop-up IFR. I actually just tried it this morning. It's still a little quirky, but it works. It's pretty awesome. Junior, the autopilot, right here, man. Right here. So you can see I have my altitude set to 1,000, even though we're kind of staying below it. And then I can manipulate my heading using the heading bug here on the HSI. And then I can manipulate with the up and down buttons my vertical speeds. So that's the island right there, guys. Let me bring up Sky Dolly. That is what I used to record. I'm going to keep it ready. Yeah, Tail Dragger is a new feature. Again, don't expect it to be perfect, but it does at least work for the most part. I tried it, and it was awesome. I was flying this morning around between 7 in the morning to 8:30. I was doing some practicing on the G1000 because that is what I'm going to be flying now in the real world. So I just picked up the 172, did some practice flights between Orlando Exec to like Daytona, and pop-up IFR worked pretty decent. Yeah, Junior, he's saying I'm used to the G1000. This looks like a dinosaur tech. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I like the G1000. It's so awesome, but I love flying analog gauges. There's something about it that just feels great. Kerm, the pilot. Nice. I'm from Orlando too. Awesome, dude. Nice to know we're here. We're next to each other. I'm near St. Cloud, by the way. That's where I live. Yeah, this is going to be an epic landing. Oh, okay. You're in Ocoee. Nice. Junior, does your plane have a G1000? Nope. This Black Square is a payware add-on. They don't do any G1000 add-ons with the exception of a plane called the Velocity XL. That is the only product you can purchase that has a G1000. Everything else is steam gauges or analog gauges. Okay, so I'm going to kind of fly over the field, see what's up, because runway 10 is in that direction. I think it's over that valley right there. A little bit lost here. Okay, autopilot coming off. I got to figure out where I'm at with relations to the airport. Oh, it's back here. Back here. Yep, there's all the yachts and stuff. Yeah, Reef, I want to get a force feedback yoke as well, man. But yeah, they are costly. I know there's one by a company called CSL, I think. That one is insane. And then you've got Moza as well with their AFB 9, I think, base. I forget what it's called. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the real plane, yes. The one that I'm going to be training in now for my instrument rating, it does have a G1000. But all of my real-world flight training and experience has predominantly been on analog gauges like you see here. So this will be the first time that I'm going to be training on a G1000 in real world. Okay, we're going to find the airport here somewhere, and then we're going to circle and shoot the approach. Where is it? Oh, there it is. That's the runway right there. So we're like on a upwind here, kind of. We're going to fly over the field, inspect it. Yep, there's the airport, guys. And we got to go over that hill. Oh, what am I doing? It's going to be a bad day. You guys ready? Let's go outside, by the way. I haven't shown outside. Runway is clear. San Juan Oceanic approach. This is Caravan 3 Mike Alpha. We've got the field inside for Tango Foxtrot Juliet. We like to shoot the visual if possible.
Caravan 3 Mike Alpha, contact Juliana Tower 118.7 for visual runway 10. Good day.
All right, we'll switch the tower for 3 Mike Alpha. All right, so that is not what I wanted. We're going to go in without any comms. Yeah, Greg, that's exactly right. All you need is the 750 to make any plane modern. That is 100% correct. I've actually flown in real world on an analog gauge Cessna with the GTN 750, and it's cheating. It's so easy. All right, let's get flaps 10. Here we go, guys. So I'm going to focus now on the screen. I'll look back at the chat here in just a few moments. I'm going to see what I can do here. See if I remember how to line this thing up. All right, we're in the white band. We're underneath 125 knots indicated. We do have some rain, so inertial separator. Oh, I lost the peak. Where is it? Where is it? Situational awareness necessary here. All right, let's start recording. think I can get it here. Slow down. Let's go flaps full. Am I going the right direction? Yeah, I think that's it right there. Yep, there's the runway. So I'm not even lined up. I'm coming at like a 45 degree here towards the base. Look at the boats, by the way. Nervous, guys. Very nervous. Haven't done this ever in the Caravan. Not even the default Caravan, so I don't know what to expect. Got a little forward slip there. There we go. Okay, okay, okay. We got this. Gonna come left for lineup. Really high here. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna hit, I'm gonna hit, I'm gonna hit. Nope, there's a guy floating there. Okay, here we go. Nose down. I just killed somebody midair. Oh my God, this is crazy, dude.
Approaching runway 10.
Come on, touchdown. There we go. Going into beta. Wow, not terrible, not greatest landing, but we made it on the first try. Hell yeah, brother. Back to idle. Yeah, not the prettiest landing. I could do that one better, I think, but I was very, very, very terribly set up for that approach. Let's turn around here and let's cue that replay. Stop. Let's press play. Here we go. All right, guys. Yeah, nice hovering, man. Yeah, dude, that thing was just floating. So what I can do is once I get closer, I'm going to go ahead and set the camera right there on the hill to see how close we got to it. And then we'll move the camera down a little bit farther so we can check out the actual landing up close. Look at all the sailboats, yachts. Must be nice, man. Let's go back inside. I'm going to pause, bring the drone camera. It's twitching. There we go. I'm going to lock the camera here. Let's go back here.
Approaching runway 10. Caution, caution.
Greg saying my first one looked the same except I stopped in the sand. Hey, it's happened in the real world, man. It's a very challenging approach. You actually have to get like endorsed to do this approach, regardless of who you work for. Here we go, guys. Ready? Pause. Whoa, what happened there? No, what happened? What happened? Pause. Wait, hold on, guys. My bad. That was my fault. There we go. Once again, guys, once again. Let's see how close we get. Okay, pause. Who the hell's floating here? Look at this. All right, here we go. Let's see the actual landing now from the runway. It was pretty far down too. All right. Very stuttery there on the replay. I don't know why that was happening, but I'll take it. My first time on the Caravan into St. Bart's. Hell yeah. Flacco coming in saying, is that a Caravan or a hovercraft? Just kidding. I would have been in the beach. What up, Flacco? Yeah, man. It's not easy, man. I was intimidated coming in, man. I was like, I'm going to butcher this one. D3642 saying, I watched a channel called Island Sim Pilot. He got a tutorial for this approach. He does these island hop-ins in real life. Yeah, I've seen his channel. Pretty awesome guy, man. Truck and Dad saying, you'll enjoy training in the G1000 equipped plane. When I was a CFI, it was so nice instructing in it. Yeah, man, I bet you it's gonna be almost like cheating. Say 3642 saying beautiful. Thanks, man. Flocala, definitely a hill I wouldn't be standing on. I have stood on the beach at Maho though. Yeah, it's beautiful. Reef saying he's landing right now. Good luck, brother. Planter, get her in there nice and safely. And Junior, tell me what you think about the Icon A5. The Icon is a cool plane, man. It's definitely a plane that a lot of people underestimate in terms of what it can do. People treat it like a little fighter jet. It shouldn't be treated that way because there's actually a famous baseball player that died doing that. He was showing off, goofing off in that plane, and he didn't respect it and crashed right into the water. But me personally, if I can afford it, yeah, I'd buy one. That'd be awesome. All right, going low idle on the condition lever. Strobes off, landing light off. Let's go ahead and find a place to park here and shut it down. An ATR? I don't think that's going to happen. Hell, I don't even think that Saab 340 should be here. Let's see where we can park. Flacco, I wish I had time, man. He's saying to take off from there and head to the next island with the short runway. I would, but I got to get off the air, man, here. I got to go, I got to get something to eat, and I'm on dad duty, so you know how that goes, bro. Reef saying he's 70 nautical miles away. Hey, good luck, man. Bring her in nice and easy. Let's turn around here. Let's park her. Make sure we don't hit the ATR.
Approaching runway 10.
Oversteer. There we go. Let's park her right here. I think this is good enough. Parking brake on. All switches off. Transponder going to off. Close the vents. Bring that prop lever to feather it. Gonna feather it right there. Avionics can come off. Fuel boost pump to off. Standby alternator power off. Condition lever to cut off. Whoops, forgot my AC. Oh, I wasn't idle. Whoops. All right, looking good. Everything's shutting off. Still the chocks on. Let's go ahead and kill the battery. Let's open up the doors. Okay, chocks are on. Get my step ladder. Let's go outside. Oh, look at that parking though, right on the line. Oh yeah. Well, we made it, guys, in one piece. Somehow survived. And look at the weather now, looking better, by the way. That's not fair. But we did it with a more challenging conditions there. I had to stay clear of the weather as best as I could. Open the doors. Let the passengers deplane. We'll go around. Let's get that rudder gust lock on. There we go. Open the cargo door. Let's get the pitot covers installed here. We're going to let the engine cool off before we throw the inlet plugs. I hear something. I hear another airplane. Oh, there we go. We got a little RV taking the runway. Let's see what he does. Let's see. I'm going to catch up now. If you need to learn the G1000, this sim is a great place to help you with that. Yeah, I'm actually very comfortable with the G1000, believe it or not, due to Flight Simulator. We've been flight simming since, man, the late 90s. What, Captain Flacco? FS98. And so whenever the G1000 was available inside, what, FSX, and then Flight Sim 2020, now 2024, I've been doing a lot of flights with the Garmin avionics, and it really helps out, man. Yeah, DX saying I did my IFR training on a 6-pack, fly G1000 now, love it. Yeah, like I said, I've got a few hours on an SR22 turbo, and I've flown an SR20 with the Avidyne avionics suite, and just having glass overall is such a great resource for flying and situational awareness. Flacco saying the Icon A5 is a fun plane. Yeah, it is. Look at that little RV. Nice little, those are home-built airplanes, by the way. Cool little bird. Let's see who else is in there. Icon 5 was my sightseeing plane until I bought everything else under the sun. Yeah, man. Those are fun planes. Yeah, Flacco, if Parallel 42 did a St. Barth scenery, that would be awesome. I'm sure they have like ways to walk around and get on the beach and ride an ATV or something. All right, guys. Well, I made it down here as promised to St. Bart's. We made it over the hill. We've got people floating up there for whatever reason. Have no idea if that's multiplayer people on their avatar or if that's just a scenery bug, but I think that was a fun little hop here, starting in St. Thomas, going down to St. Martin, picking up some people, and we made it down to St. Barth. So maybe tonight, Flacco, we can start our route from here. What do you think? Let me know. Text me later. We'll configure. But yeah, guys, we'll be doing another live. Again, dual live streaming, myself and Captain Flacco. Let's see where we pick up from this evening. Again, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we'll be getting online, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And guys, I want to thank you for following us yet again on another live stream here. I'm going to switch over to the drone camera, and I'm going to see what we can find inside the terminal. Oh, it is modeled. That is cool. Blanquette du Poulet. Yeah, that's French, so I don't know. Look at this. We got all kinds of chalkboards here. Wines. We got Bordeaux, Merlot, Pinot Noir, Blancs, Rosés, desserts. Man, I gotta fly down here one day. This would be awesome. Oh, she is not happy. She's breaking up with him. You guys ever notice that, right? When your old lady's looking out the window? Yeah, she's breaking up. That guy is in for a nasty, nasty rest of his, what do you call it? Vacation. Just checking this out before I get off the air. Hey, Tail Dragger, appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much. Again, we'll be here on tonight. Greg, glad you enjoyed it. I'll see you later. Thank you so much again. Where's the restrooms? They're here? Look at the little shop. Oh, I just teleported. All right, well, that's my cue, I guess. Look at the planes here. Looks great, man. Oh, RV, what are you doing? Taking off with a tailwind and up the hill. Now that's a champ right there. That's a real pro. All right, guys, let me see real quick here. Just check out the planes. Bonanza. What is this? An old Beach 18? Yep. A Molly. Looks like a Viking. I think that's a Viking. I can't remember the models. Don't know what that is. Looks like an Extra 300 or whatever. Yeah, Extra NG. Look at the Caravan getting worked on. Yeah, looks awesome. That guy doesn't know what he's doing. And we've got a Cirrus here. He's confused as well. Those pilots are... okay, they're just hanging out. Cool. All right, guys. This is Captain Gonzo with that Flight Sim channel. Thank you guys again for tuning in. See you tonight at around 8 to 8:30 Eastern for our dual live stream. See you guys.